Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me this JPEG picture. They're trying to engrave it on granite. I don't think it's going to engrave very well at all, but you could try it out. And there's several ways to remove the background, and this is the way I've found to do it. Roy Brewer, if you search Roy Brewer Engraving Concepts, he's got a couple videos on removing background. I don't particularly do it very much, but I've got the JPEG picture here, and it's real small, and it's not a very good picture. And I'm not going to go through all the steps. I'm going to go through the major steps and let the person I'm doing it for kind of figure it out. So I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate and move it over, nudge it over. And then I'm going to take the original, I'm going to trace a bitmap, outline, trace, clip art. I'm not going to turn it into a bitmap. I'm just going to trace it. And then I'm going to give it as much detail as I can give it. And then I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to nudge it down, take my original picture and move it out of the way, move this up, go up to Object, Group, and Ungroup All. And then you just have to start deleting the colors of this object. And if you hold down your Alt key, when you do your marquee, it'll get all the objects. See, like if we hit that, it just does a little one. So hold down your Alt key and that will select all the objects it's touching. And like I said, I'm not going to go through all the steps, but you have to just delete them. Delete them out of the way, and the bigger ones will go away. And then when you get up around the horse's head, and like the white hoof is probably going to be blended in, and we could basically redraw it. I should have really started the video with, don't try to get the horse's head. And then it all depends on, she sent me a JPEG of what she had, and the buggy, the sulky buggy, was not in the picture, so we're going to delete it, but we want to keep the horse's tail. And after you get so far, like the bigger spots will disappear. And, take all the color out from, that's not the horse. And it's going to kind of make his tail jaggedy, but we can fix that. And then try not to get his tail, but just start grabbing things and deleting them. Like that's part of the buggy, part of the, See, so after you get that, just back up. And we're just going to take the grays away, holding down the Alt key so we get everything in that picture. And you see where the white hoof just disappeared because it was part of so close to the horse's color of the ground that it just took it away. Holding down the Alt key again. And I am going to take more steps because you really need to kind of see what I'm talking about. But the thing about it, we still have the original picture. So don't worry about the other colors in the horse. Just try to get, like there's a faint block there, little block there. Just try to get the colors out, and it just all depends. Like, can't delete that because that's part of the whole horse. And this might not be the best way to do. Well, I know it's probably not the best way to do it, but it's the way I do it. See, I took away some of his hoof, but we can put it back because we're going to put it right on top of the picture and get a good balance, and then take out between the reins, take out all this stuff on his head. It's kind of hard to see with that ribbon. And I might even make this video two parts so they won't be so long. And I have a couple of videos on this doing of a baseball player. And don't worry about, if there's something jagged right now. And if it goes into the horse's head, don't worry about it. We can fix that. See, like down in that crevice and down by his nose. And just try to get as much stuff as you can. And then we're going to bring in a yellow box, the yellow box trick, to see if we've missed anything. So we're going to bring in a yellow box. Just draw a rectangle, put a yellow box, object, order, back a page. And what that's going to do is going to show you those things that are almost white that we need to delete. And that's really pretty close. That's really pretty good. But see how it's part of his hoof's missing. We're gonna fix that. Can't do that. Maybe that underneath his chin. All right, get rid of the yellow box. And then we're gonna make a boundary. And then we're gonna move it over to our original picture. And we're gonna make the boundary red so you can see it. So we need to get rid of some of these. So take your shape tool, your normal shape tool, and just select those parts we missed. Now, when I said about redrawing his hoof, you just kind of got to use your imagination. And thankfully, I actually have horses, and I don't know really what that is. I'm gonna right click and turn that into a line, so it just kind of goes up. Then, when you get it closer, like there's a part right there. When you get closer to being done with this, we're gonna fix this foot right here. We're gonna take the smoothing tool, if you have X7 or above, and just smooth that out. And then if we can't get his whole hoof, go back to the shape tool and just bring that back down. And then take the smoothing tool. Once you click on the line, and don't worry about this too much right now. We need to redraw that hoof. The white just kind of took it out. So grab your shape tool and just start playing around with these nodes. You can double click on the line and make another node. Actually take that and turn it into a line. Bring that down, add another node. And don't worry about being perfect right now. Add another node, right click and turn it into a curve so you can bring that down. And I really don't think this thing's going to engrave on granite. Dogs and animals are a little bit harder. So I've almost got it. There's a couple of spots I missed. So grab your regular shape tool and just select all the nodes and delete them. And there's one more right there. So let's say that we consider that good. And then just select it all and go to intersect and then move that out of the way. And then you can kind of look back on it and see what we're missing and what we need to add. And the smoothing tool works really well on this. Grab the smoothing tool and just smooth out some of these parts. You have to click on the picture, like right up in there. You can get it pretty close. The only other thing I'm going to add, well, like his nose is all messed up. And I should have gone through there and rebuilt his nose, but you can always take your boundary back and move those back and redo it. If you're not happy with it, because the picture is basically gone. So if you do this, you're not going to get a picture. So I should have cleaned up his nose. The only other thing I was going to say, the other parts that are in the center that the boundary tool did not get, this is pretty cool that it does this. Take your 2-point curve line, and this horse is so small that it's really thick line. I'm drawing well, that's why I'm drawing it in like a 500 point. Let's change that to here. And that would actually helped us the whole time. And now I got to connect these. because I changed them. Let's turn that guy around. Let's just connect them. And if you're doing it for real, you'd want to do it better. But now move the boundary out of the way. And that line we have in the right here is going to go away. It's going to take away that inside object when you go back minus front. See, I made it. Let me back up and zoom in. So if you select it all, well, let me get it where I can zoom in. So if you select it all, sorry about that. Select it all. We're not zoomed in now. Ah. This shouldn't be this difficult to. Now, if we select it all and go back minus front, watch that part go away. So you could do that with his tail. You know, even though he's got the fluffy part, it's probably not going to engrave anyway. So I would just I like drawing with the 3-point curve, and here's why. Because we can do exactly like that. So I'm going to just forget about his brushy tail. And then take the shape tool and make sure these are joined. And you're going to take a lot more time than I'm taking. And then select it all and back minus front, and it didn't take it all out because I didn't have those nodes joined. I'm going to have to convert them to red. And this is where if you were working with hairline, it would actually help you. I should have just started drawing it in hairline. So these nodes kind of need to be closer together and join. And then we're going to grab that all and go back minus front. You know, still not working, but it works. Trust me. And, you know, you could do the same thing with that. Really and truly, I think he's pretty good, with the exception we didn't do his head. But just get the smoothing tool and smooth out some of these parts. And I'm real curious if this is going to work, this picture in particular is going to work for her in granite. Anyway, if I would have worked on his head some more, it would have been perfect. I got my test copy. Looks pretty good. And I've deleted all, see, I made his tail, took away all that, took away that. And that's how I do it. But check out, search Roy Brewer Engraving Concepts, and then remove background. Hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.